Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. So today I thought I would bring you into the kitchen to share this month's Azure Standard haul that I brought home this evening. And then I wanted to also talk a little bit about how Azure Standard works, because it seems like I've been getting a lot of questions about it kind of recently, and so I thought this was the perfect opportunity to share how Azure Standard works, how you go about doing it. And so first I'm going to walk you through what I got this month. I did get 2 cases of whole kernel corn, canned whole kernel corn. Of course it is organic and all of that. I didn't have a single can left in the pantry, so I went ahead and got 2 cases so I could stock up again. Then I got a bag, 5 pounds of organic whole milk powder, because it is always good to have some powdered milk on hand in the pantry because you never know when you might need some. 1 pound of golden raisins. I have a couple recipes that I've been wanting to make and they require golden raisins, and so I ordered some. Let's see, I got 2 pounds of dried cranberries, and these cranberries are sweetened with apple juice to make them tasty and snackable, but great for recipes. I bought 2 bottles of organic extra virgin olive oil, but you'll notice the unusual color. It is quite cold outside, and I had these in the bed of my truck as I was driving home, and I had a couple of things I needed to do along the way, so about 2 hours in sub-freezing temperatures, and my olive oil was freezing. But it'll thaw out in short order here in the house. I ordered another bottle of the Azure Alaskan cod liver oil. If you do a little homework on vitamin D, you'll see that the typical vitamin D that you find in the vitamin section at the store is actually not really good for you. It is synthetic, and your body sees it as a toxin, and it causes an inflammatory response in the body. A little tidbit that I learned several months ago from an interview from a naturopathic doctor, but cod liver oil is the truest form of real vitamin D. So if you believe you need some vitamin D, and a lot of people do in the wintertime, this is the best source in my opinion. All right, so then I got a bottle of peppermint scented Castile soap, liquid Castile soap. I have a couple of things I want to make with some Castile soap, and I thought this would come in handy. You know, this stuff you can use for all sorts of things. I have a kind of homemade all-purpose cleaning spray that I make that uses a little bit of this. You can use it as dish soap, you can use it for laundry detergent. There are all different uses, all sorts of uses for Castile soap, and so I ordered one of these. Now, a lot of times when I am baking my traditional all-purpose general sandwich bread, I make 4 loaves at a time, and I had one of these stainless steel loaf pans and decided to go ahead and get 3 more so I can bake all of my traditional bread in stainless steel. Now, I have some other pans that I've had for years that are just traditional bread baking loaf pans. However, they're non-stick, and it's kind of bothered me for a really long time that I've been using these pans, because we know that those things are really not good for you. And just in an effort to get away from as many toxins as I possibly can, I decided to get some more stainless steel, and I've been using my other stainless steel pan exactly like this, testing it out, seeing how it does, and it's done really well with my recipes. And so I went ahead and I got 3 more. That way I've got a full set of 4 to bake my 4 loaf at a time recipe. And then this is something that a lot of people may not realize that Azure Standard carries, but they do actually carry some clothing items. And I had gotten a set of these leggings a while back. I really liked them, and so I ordered another set. They are extra soft. They are Maggie's Organics base layer leggings, and these ones here are mid-calf length, but they're made out of organic cotton. Now, of course, they do have some spandex in them because they're leggings and they're stretchy and all of that. But when it comes to all of the other, fibers that make up these leggings, they're totally cotton. So there's no polyester or rayon or anything like that that's man-made fibers. It's just cotton and spandex. And I really like these, so I picked up another pair. So I also stocked up on some Parmesan cheese, got 3 cartons of it. One of them will go in the fridge to use, and the other ones will go in the freezer for whenever I need some organic Parmesan cheese. And in the back here, you can see I've got some great big bags. This one is Corzon grain. It's an ancient grain. This is something I've actually never tried before, but I got not the smallest bag, but a smaller bag so that I can do some experimenting with this, give that a try with my milling. And then I got a bag of some spelt grain, another grain that I'm going to be doing some milling with and doing some recipe experimentation. And then I have a box of some frozen goodies that I have sitting outside. So let me grab that and bring it in. All right, so I saw these on the website. Now, I've never tried the Ezekiel bread products and thought I would give these a try. And I like English muffins once in a while. Haven't had them in forever. Like, I can't even remember the last time I had an English muffin. But these ones are the Ezekiel 4-9 sprouted flourless, whole grain English muffins, and the ones I got are cinnamon raisin. So these of course come frozen, and I thought I would give these a try. The brand is Food for Life. And of course it is organic, non-GMO, all the good things. And the last few things that I have here in the box are some sweets, and we don't consume these very often, but every so often we find ourselves craving some ice cream. And fun fact, do you know which state has the highest rate of ice cream eaten per capita? Not how much as a state total has the most ice cream eaten, but which state per capita do the people eat the most ice cream? Would you believe it's Alaska? I suppose it's because when it's negative 40 degrees outside, ice cream doesn't seem that cold. When we lived up there in Alaska, people love their ice cream, and the ice cream shops were open year-round and got a lot of business all the time. All right, so I picked up a few cartons, 4 of them actually, of a couple of our favorites. This one is my personal favorite, coffee ice cream, and it is the Strauss Organic variety. Some caramel swirl. We got some vanilla fudge swirl ice cream. And this is a new variety. I've never tried this brand before, so I just got one of them to try it out and see what we thought. It's made out of A2 milk. It says right there on the carton, A2 dairy. I don't know if that you can see that. But it's called Alex ice cream. And this one is triple chocolate blackout cookie. And there you go. All right, so I'm going to put these frozen things away, and then we'll talk a little bit about Azure Standard. Okay, so as I said at the beginning, I get a lot of questions about Azure Standard, and y'all, I'm trying really hard to say it that way. Because for years I called it Azure Standard because that's just how I felt it was supposed to be pronounced. And I've had so many people correct me saying it's not Azure, it's Azure. So I'm trying really hard. I'm trying really hard to say it that way. Because my mouth, my tongue just does not want to do that. So I've had a lot of questions about Azure Standard and how it works. And basically you go on the website, azurestandard.com, and you make yourself an account profile, and you go through the website and you just start shopping. And you find all of the things that you want, and you put them in your cart. Well, actually, hold on, let me back up a little bit. After you make an account, you find what's called a drop. And the drop is where the semi-truck comes and drops all the groceries for the people in your area. So you go on there and you find the one that is closest to you. Now, I've got to drive about an hour to get to mine. To me, it is totally worth it to make that drive, to go and pick up the groceries, get all of these things, healthy foods, organic, clean eating, all of that, especially when you have very limited options for grocery stores where you live. We don't have a lot around here. And if I want to go to something like Whole Foods or I think it's called Natural Grocers, I've got to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours one way just to go there. There is a couple other stores in the Fort Smith area, but they don't have a lot of selection. And so having access to Azure Standard is a lifesaver to me. So you find a drop that is closest to you. You sign up with that particular drop, and then you go through and you find all of the groceries that you want. You put in your order, and you have until the cutoff to add to your order, to take away from your order, make changes, and all of that. Once the cutoff takes place, that is when your order is finalized, and it's usually, well, for where we are here in Arkansas, it's generally the following week is when the truck comes in and delivers the goods to the drop. And you do have to be a little bit flexible because sometimes the appointment changes because of traffic or weather, or there's been times where a truck broke down and so they have another truck come and get all the stuff and then continue the route. So you do have to have a little bit of flexibility when it comes to that. What I recommend is people make friends with others who participate in the drop and make connections. And if for some reason you can't go to get your order, maybe they could pick it up for you and you could trade off and help them at times. Our group, our drop, has a Facebook group where people can kind of coordinate and do things like that. But once the truck comes, everybody is there waiting for the truck, and everyone helps get all of the groceries off of the truck and sort them into the orders. Each item has a, let's see, like this. Each item has a sticker, or each box will have a sticker with the person's name on it, and you just help sort out all of the items into each person's pile. Each drop is run by volunteer coordinators, and some of them do it a little bit differently. So you would just contact the person who's in charge of your drop and they would give you all of the details and all of that. The only downside, I think, to using Azure Standard is sometimes they will run out of something and you'll have it in your cart and you'll have finalized your order. They ran out of stock, like, you know, especially with produce. If they've got X number of bananas available and some of them go bad, they just may not have enough available. So sometimes they do have things that run out and you just don't get it. But when you get your email confirming your order, and then when it's finalized, you get another email that lets you know what all is shipped and if there's anything that didn't get shipped. But that doesn't happen for me very often. I do finalize my order at the very last minute. So generally, whatever is in my cart, I usually get Generally, everything I get from Azure Standard, I've been really, really happy with. I think there's only been 2 times, and I've been using them for several years now. There's been 2 times where I've gotten something that wasn't good. Like, I ordered a great big case of cucumbers, got them in, they just weren't good. And I called them up, let them know, and they immediately refunded me the money for the cucumbers. No questions asked. I mean, I had taken pictures and everything in case they wanted to see them, but they're like, no problem, and immediately refunded me the money. So, like I said, I've been using Azure Standard for years. And as I shared, you know, putting in your cart, finalizing everything right when the deadline takes place, I think that's the best option, and you're less apt to be disappointed that something didn't ship or ran out or something like that. But that is pretty much it. That's kind of how Azure Standard works. If you have any other questions, anything that I didn't touch on, just leave them in the comments down below, and I will answer as best I can. And as I said before, even if you've got to drive a little ways to go to your nearest drop, I think it's totally worth it, particularly when you don't have a lot of grocery store options. And everything on their website is biblically clean. You're not going to see a bunch of garbage in there. They tell you where stuff is sourced from. Any questions someone might have about the quality or ingredients or things like that, you'll see a lot of that information on each product page. And if you're not sure, you can always reach out to them because they are great communicators. At the few times that I've had to reach out and ask questions, they were very prompt to answer. So that is it for today, y'all. Thanks for joining me here at the homestead. My name is Constance from Cosmopolitan Cornbread, and I'll talk to y'all next time.